So I'm listening to the book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. And there's this story where he's in Africa and he's with his guide. And his guide and another gentleman are having a very heated discussion. Now, Matthew waits patiently, and about halfway through, he decides to jump in and interject. And he agrees with his guide on the topic that they're debating. But his guide, interestingly enough, turns to Matthew and says, "Matthew, it is not about right or wrong. It is about, do you understand?" Immediately, Matthew got it. These two men were working to understand one another, not to prove who was right or who was wrong, but seeking to understand. There's a great book that I love, one of the classics, called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And there's a great sentence in that book, which is also the title of one of the principles, that is, seek first to understand before being understood. How amazing would this world be? How much better would your relationships be with your partners or with your children? How better would your relationships be with your coworkers or your employees if you sought first to understand the other person versus fighting to be right and prove your point? Would your relationships with your clients improve, and even your relationship with yourself, if instead of us talking to be right and debating in order to prove our point, if our first and ultimate goal was to understand one another?